The Denver Broncos just avoided a huge setback, and I really hope they can keep this momentum going throughout the offseason, kind of like Neo dodging bullets in the Matrix. We also have some exciting news about Amari Cooper, which makes me even more confident that the Broncos will shock the world next week against the Buffalo Bills. We'll dive into all that and more in this video. If you're new to the channel, I'm Ben, a die-hard Denver Broncos fan. Thanks to all of you who support this team, I just hit 20,000 subscribers, and that's incredible. Your support helps me out more than you know. So if you're a Broncos fan, don't forget to like and subscribe. As Broncos fans, we've been stuck on this never-ending coaching and quarterback carousel for so long that it's almost given us motion sickness. We've spent years hoping to find that one coach who could change everything for the team. But now, we finally have some stability. We've got our coach, and we've got our quarterback for the next 10 years. That's a big deal, and it's definitely something other teams are going to be worried about. But with success comes a downside. Other teams will start eyeing your staff. We know the Chicago Bears and the Jets are interviewing Vance Joseph right now. If he leaves, we feel pretty good about getting some compensatory picks in return. One of the key reasons Jim Leonhard was brought in was to help solidify the coaching staff. But there's one coach we really don't want to lose, our quarterback coach. He's done an amazing job getting the absolute best out of Russell Wilson, and it's clear he's played a huge role in shaping up our quarterback play. But he hasn't just stopped there. Look at how he's helped B. Nix rise to be a contender for Rookie of the Year. He's the first rookie quarterback since John Elway to take the Broncos to the playoffs, totally exceeding expectations. Coach Sean Payton has praised him nonstop. Not only did he play in the league for years as a journeyman quarterback, but he left the game while he still could have played because he's such a brilliant teacher, motivator, and strategist. He's got an incredible football mind and the ability to inspire young players. We've all wanted him to stay in Denver because he's key to keeping the Broncos on this upward path. Yesterday, an NFL insider reported that the New Orleans Saints were planning to interview him, not for an offensive coordinator job, but for a step up to head coach. That was definitely exciting, but it felt a bit soon. Today, though, that report was corrected. Turns out the Saints aren't interviewing him for a head coaching role after all. That's a bullet we dodged. He still could leave, though, because once the head coaching positions get filled, teams start looking for assistants to round out their staff. Here's a revised version of your third section, keeping it engaging while still simple and clear. So, who will our offensive coordinators be? We haven't completely dodged this bullet yet. But here in Denver, we have to be hoping that Davis Webb stays with the Broncos. I believe keeping him around is going to be key for B. Nix's development into the franchise quarterback we need. What do you think? Do you think we can hold on to him? This is when having the richest owner in sports really makes a difference. When Sean Payton talked about why he chose Denver, he mentioned how he didn't want to join a division with Patrick Mahomes. Who would? But he also said that the real draw was working with the wealthiest owner in sports. Payton pointed out that ownership matters, and I think we're about to see the impact of that. When the Walton Penner Group first took over, it was easy to overlook the importance of that because we weren't winning. But now that we're winning, that investment in ownership is going to pay off in a big way. Let's hope that trend continues. On top of that, there's more good news. It looks like other teams in our division are starting to experience some setbacks. And anytime something bad happens to our rivals, it's good news for us. For example, it seems like the Vegas Raiders might be trying to poach Steve Spagnuolo from the Kansas City Chiefs. That's a big deal, because that Chiefs defense has been a tough one to beat. We haven't seen anything like Patrick Mahomes' usual Star Wars numbers lately, so if Steve Spagnuolo leaves the Kansas City Chiefs, that would be a huge win for us. Let's keep hyping that up on Twitter. Let's get him out of there. It would be fantastic for the Broncos. Now, let's talk about Amari Cooper. We were really hoping he wouldn't be playing in the upcoming game against the Buffalo Bills. If he were out, it would give Vance Joseph the chance to get creative with Pat Surtain, focusing on shutting down the entire offense, not just Cooper. While Cooper is back with the team, there are mixed reports about whether he'll actually play in the game. We'll be keeping an eye on this closely and updating you as soon as we hear anything. Even if Cooper plays, though, I'm feeling confident about our chances. The Broncos have been playing incredible football, especially over the past 3 games. Sure, we've only won one of them, but we've seen some real flashes of greatness. In fact, for the first time since 2013, we've had 7 different players named Player of the Week. That's huge. Our kicker has earned it, and Pat Surtain's play has been nothing short of incredible. It's hard to overstate just how well he's performed against the top receivers in the league. Let's go back to the very first game of the season, before any injuries hit. When we faced DK Metcalf and Geno Smith, that matchup was already a tough one. I really needed to see us keep DK Metcalf under 30 yards. If you remember that game, I was live streaming, and it felt like every time Metcalf made a catch, he was pushing off. Just look at the list of players we've faced. Most of these guys, I'd take over Amari Cooper. The crazy thing is, none of them managed more than 50 yards receiving, which is almost impossible to wrap your head around. In an entire season, we're giving up just 166 yards. It felt like Jerry Jeudy nearly put up that much on his own against Levi Wallace, who the Broncos ended up cutting. That shows just how elite our players are right now. It's easy to say someone's a standout, but the truth is, we have so many players playing at a high level that it's hard to fully grasp unless you're following the team closely, like we all are. Now, think back to Super Bowl 50. We're not comparing B. Nix to Peyton Manning yet, of course, but the truth is, B. Nix has had a better season this year than Manning did the year he won the Super Bowl. When you look at QBR over the past 10 seasons, B. Nix is outshining even prime Russell Wilson and playing better than Bridgewater, Locke, and even Manning in his Super Bowl year. And let's talk about our defense. I truly think the Broncos' defense is playing at a level just below the Super Bowl 50 team. Sure, we don't have Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware, but Pat Surtain is playing at an elite level, better than any cornerback did during the no-fly zone era. Riley Moss may not be at Chris Harris's level just yet, but he's showing a lot of promise. I don't think it's crazy to say that this Broncos defense is right up there with the Super Bowl 50 defense. And B. Nix? He's playing better than Peyton Manning did that season. That's why we have hope for this week against the Buffalo Bills. Sean Payton was spot on when he said we're dangerous, and everything he said this year has turned out to be true. It seemed wild when he said it, and people laughed, but now we're seeing it happen. We've trusted Sean Payton all year, and we should keep trusting him when he says we're going to be dangerous, because we absolutely are. We've got B. Nix, the first rookie quarterback since John Elway to take the Broncos to the playoffs. We've set a franchise record for the most sacks in a season, even matching the team that had DeMarcus Ware, Von Miller, and Malik Jackson. Just a crazy talented group of pass rushers. We've got guys on this team with chips on their shoulders the size of Tesla Cybertrucks. And when you think about the fact that Zach Allen didn't make the Pro Bowl, you know that's going to fuel him in a huge way this week. He's already leading the charge in pressuring quarterbacks, and there's no way Josh Allen will be able to avoid him. Allen is second in the league for quarterback pressure rate, and he stuffs the run. So don't expect Dalvin Cook to get much going against him either. If you try to double team him, good luck. He's ranked 3rd best against double teams. Just take a look at the players who have hit a quarterback 40 or more times this season. The list includes Aaron Donald, Nick Bosa, TJ Watt, and JJ Watt. That's the company Zach Allen is keeping. On the other side of the ball, Quinn Miners just jumped to become the 2nd best guard in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus. Another Pro Bowl snub, but that's just more motivation for him. So, you've got the best corner in football, one of the top interior defensive linemen, the 2nd best interior offensive lineman, and B. Nix playing at an insane level. With all that, why don't we have a chance this week? Seriously, what am I missing? The Denver Broncos are going to shock the world and beat the Buffalo Bills, and that's something we can all believe in. I'm dunking on it this Saturday, no doubt.